Hey guys, Jack Boyles with Steam Engines USA, and today I'm doing a follow-up video. This is the 20 Deluxe Big Power Plant offered by Jensen Steam Engines. This engine right here is the only one that's known to exist. It's the only one that's ever been found, the only one anyone's ever seen. As you know, in the prior two videos that I'd done several weeks ago, this engine came in. I bought it at an auction site and it was missing a lamp post. Throttle valve was damaged. The pop-up valve was missing. The smokestack was missing. It was in pretty bad shape. So this video is we're just going to take a up close look and highlight this now complete 20 Deluxe. It is the way it should have been. So it's just a beautiful engine. So some of the things we're going to look at is, number one, I guess probably the most obvious thing about this engine is it's a slide D valve. It's got 4 screws. This was built basically in 1932, and inside this steam chest is actually a D-style D-shaped slide valve. The cover on the cylinder is raised, and almost all the other cylinders, this is smooth. This is flat. So it also has a oil screw in the top. And it's got a drain valve coming out the bottom. You know, when we got this engine in, this was missing as well, the little drain valve. It's got the little cuts in the port there on the side. And then the eccentrics on this, it's a disc style. As you can see, they're real heavy duty, real thick. And none of the other engines that I've looked at or seen have this much machine work done on them. They're round, all the shafts, the drive lines there, the round rods, push rods. Some of the other features that stand out is it's a DC generator, and it works really good. It's a horseshoe generator. You've got the screws that go through the base on this engine. It does have a large flywheel. Coming back from the steam engine, this is one thing that makes this engine very unique, is the throttle control is down here. It's basically built into the block that mounts to the steam chest. All the other steam engines that I've seen Jensen build has had the throttle valve up here in the middle or even close to the end, but this is the only engine where it's down here. It's mounted on the right there at the steam chest. It is a riveted boiler, and if you remember in the videos, the heating element inside of this engine is a Chromolux heater. It's basically a 5-inch long Chromolux heater, which is extremely rare. There's only 4 other engines I've ever seen that had a Chromolux heater. This engine is also riveted all the way across the bottom. You can go look at my other videos that I've made on this engine, and it's the only engine that I've ever found, that I've ever seen, that anybody's ever researched, talked about. It was basically a rolled flat sheet of brass that was rolled up 3 inches. He riveted, Tom Jensen Sr. riveted it all the way across the bottom. So this is not 3-inch brass tubing. It's actually was just flat sheet metal that he rolled into that shape, riveted, made the end caps, and basically built it from just flat sheet metal. Or copper, a brass, flat brass metal. It's got the pop-up valve, the hexagon pop-up valve, the throttle valve here. Right now it's just got these little kind of tan color handles, but they actually will be painted black. So it was missing the handles when we got it, so you'll notice that that's not the color. That's not the color it's supposed to be. This should be black. The whistle, you can see here the solder. My friend Randy, he did a really good job on this engine. You can tell a little bit, but it is soldered back in. It had been knocked out. Someone had soldered that before, and this was just polished and cleaned up. We did not want to do a complete restoration on this engine, mainly because some of these effects, or not effects, but some of this age, the wear, the originality of this engine would be lost. Kind of sort of like this sticker. This is one of those decal graphics that Jensen put on the side of his engine. Only one I've ever seen like that. This has also got the holes in the firebox, which indicate it matches up to the brochure, and it's one of the earliest ones that was ever made. It's got a tall smokestack base. This firebox is pretty tall. The chimney or smokestack here should be black. So this is a nickel plated one, and I guess to be correct it would be black, painted black, same as firebox, but I just like the nickel. It looks better to me personally, but you can always paint it black, to be original. Let's see. So has a dome top here on the steam line, and of course it's all riveted boiler, 3-inch. Another thing that sets this one aside, there's a little small dent there, but that was like that when it came. But the sight glass is crooked. He mounted that sideways so you could put a drain valve down here at the bottom. It's the only 20 size engine that comes with a drain valve. This 20 Deluxe model, early 1930s. It's got original cord. The cord's in actually really good shape. It's got a little acorn plug on it. Let's see. The lamp post, really nice lamp post. You notice this is actually beveled. When you see a lot of them, it's a little different shape, base. It's got the original sticker, or excuse me, decal on the wood board. That's another reason I didn't want to completely restore it, to keep the integrity of that. It's a thick board. Notice how thick that is. This thing is it's a very heavy engine. The base on this is actually a green. There's the rarest and the oldest engines are dark green. When we took this apart, it's got a lot of age on it, but it is a green underneath it. So this is actually a dark green, early painted steam engine. I believe, and I'm guessing here, I'm not certain about it, but I had a early 1932 number 25 that was the green. It was like the oldest, earliest 25 known to exist. I just happened to run across that engine last year. You can check my other video out on it. I've since sold it to a collector, but when we got to looking at it, it had the same paint. It was a lighter shade, a little bit lighter shade. It's dark green, but it was a little lighter than what you see here. But when you flip this base over, it matches. All those paints match. So I believe they were painted at the same time, or relatively about the same time. And I think this 20, that 25, and maybe a couple of other engines were made, were the first ones made that Tom Jensen Sr. went and took to land his first account. So, you know, I know there was 6 engines, dark green engines that he originally had built. When I first heard the story about him starting his company and building those engines, I was thinking, well, it was 6 of the same. You know, I just assumed, well, it was 6 engines. They must have all been 25s. He took them to go to sell, but then I've since changed my thought process on that, and he had 6 engines, but it may have been 1 or 2 of each. It may have been 120 Deluxe like this, a 10, a 25. He may have had 1 or 2 of those. So this one has the Chromolux heater, a long Chromolux heater. The other one had a short Chromolux heater. The very first engines that Jensen built, he used Chromolux heaters for them. They also had this holes in the firebox. So whether it was or whether it was not, that's all debatable. But what we do know is this is one of the earliest engines that he made, and everybody I've talked to's pretty much dated this engine to be around 1932 when he first started his company. So with this boiler being made from flat sheet metal, flat brass, that tends to coincide with the timeline. He basically used a lot of scrap materials that he could get to build the engines, the boilers, fireboxes. This is also galvanized. This is a galvanized metal. So just ties right into with all those things. Just makes it a very unique engine, a very rare engine. Being a 20 Deluxe, it is the only one that exists. You know, one may pop up tomorrow somewhere. Someone may find one at an auction or in someone's collection that nobody's ever known about. But for the last 30 years, everybody I've talked to that's been a Jensen collector, they have never seen a 20 Deluxe power plant ever until now. So I feel very fortunate to have run across this engine. I want to thank Randy for the work that he's done on this engine. He took it apart, got some things like this in the lamp post, the little pop-up valve, got those nickel plated. Ended up just cleaning up, polishing, and cleaning some more. All the parts. Just completely took it down and did, I guess, kind of like a little bit of a restoration, but pretty much making it like new and as good a condition as possible. And Randy, man, you did an awesome job on this. So thank you so much. It's just a beautiful, beautiful engine, one of a kind engine, and you were definitely the person to work on this. So just something you don't ever see. I mean, this is a unicorn. I've had a couple that I've run across in the last 2 years, but I would say this is probably, without question, the rarest engine I've ever had and ever seen. And I'm thankful to have it part of Steam Engines USA collection here in High Point. So in your comments section below, tell me what you think about this. Is it what you thought it would be? You can go back and look at the other video. I wish I could post them side by side and you could see before and after, because it is just an absolute amazing difference, what you see now to what was before you in the previous video. So yeah, so wow, a Jensen Model 20 Deluxe Power Plant, 1932, only one known to exist. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Click on the subscribe button and smash that like button, and we'll keep bringing these types of videos and other videos for you to enjoy and watch. So hope you have a great day. From High Point, North Carolina, Jack Boyles. So awesome. Have a great day.